Today, I'm at the University of Pennsylvania, attempting to persuade a political science major to sample Elwood's organic dog meat. Will he be tempted by the tantalizing allure of savory pug bacon, or will he grapple with the moral quandary it presents?
You ever tried dog meat before?
No, I'm okay with not trying it.
Why not? It's humanely raised.
No, thank you.
It's free range.
No.
Why? What's wrong?
No. I have 3 dogs at home, so.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
What kind of dogs?
3 months.
Oh, okay.
Rescues, so.
Okay. Are they like pitty-esque or?
One is.
Oh, okay. I got 2 pitties at home.
No,
They're
I love
super
my
good.
pitties
Yeah,
so
they're
much.
amazing.
I know. I was like,
Yeah.
no dog meat for me.
Yeah. I assume you wouldn't eat your dogs.
No.
Me either.
That's
kind of
like some people are like, oh well, if you're starving, no, couldn't do that.
even starving. Yeah.
No.
Why do you think that
Me.
is?
Connection, emotional
Connection.
attachment.
Yeah. I think that's for sure. Yeah.
What do you guys like? What are you doing out here? Like,
Yeah. You don't believe that we're actually selling dog meat?
No, I don't.
Yeah, so I think what we're trying to do is, like, you and me, we see each other as individuals,
Right.
as someone, not something, right?
Right.
And people also tend to see dogs that way,
Right.
as someone, not something,
Right.
They're a non-human animal that we see
Right.
that way. But there's a bunch of non-human animals
Right.
who are sentient just like dogs, feel
Right.
emotion just like dogs. Pigs are smarter than dogs. And so what we're saying is, they're also someone's, not some things. And so we're trying to draw out that comparison because people either, react in like a,
Right.
this isn't
Yeah,
real,
yeah.
or get mad or things like that. And we're trying to say that
Right.
that reaction should be similar
Right.
for those two,
Right.
yeah.
Right.
So yeah, have you ever thought about anything like that
I
before?
have actually.
Okay.
And I don't eat a lot of meat to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
And then the more I've as a kid, I see the video, those kind of things. And
Yeah.
I've been thinking a lot actually about like going vegan or trying to do something more plant-based. 'cause
Nice.
I feel bad,
Yeah. What have you seen? Like, do you know what happens to pigs at all? You ever seen anything like
I've
that?
seen like those kind of like videos that show how these animals are treated. And
Yeah.
I'm like, fuck.
Like, what happened? Like, give me a specific. I always like to know what people specifically know.
Just like
Yeah.
how like even like baby pigs and like the environments they're in and just like just the whole situation about like how they're caged, and then they have those videos of like you can see just like behind these animals' eyes.
Yes.
They're freaked the fuck out.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And I'm like, shit.
Yeah.
That's horrible to think about. Putting like my dogs in that, I'm like, I would never want like my animals, or even just like in general animals. Like I'm very animal friendly,
Yeah.
more than I like humans sometimes.
Yeah,
So
there you go,
It's
yeah.
hard to like be like, oh, I want to eat the animal.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
I try to
Yeah.
detach from that, but it's hard. But I have thought about that a lot actually.
And I think that's the thing, is that I think we're sort of taught to detach from it, right?
Right.
Like when we're little kids, oftentimes little kids will actually not want to eat.
Right.
They'll be like, what is it? And they're like,
Right,
that
right.
was a pig, I don't want to eat that pig, right?
Or
And
even
we,
like little, I'd see, because I live right in Salisbury, which is the headquarters for Purdue.
Oh,
Chicken.
okay.
So it's like when I was little, I'd see like the giant cages of like these
Mm-hmm.
chickens, and I'd cry because I'd felt so bad, and then I'd be like, but I'm going to McDonald's to then eat these chickens.
Yeah.
But it's like, I don't
Yeah.
like to know where my meat is coming from, but at the same time, I do, because if I'm going to eat meat, I still want to value that it's coming from. It's something is giving its life.
yeah.
to be,
Well,
you know,
I think that's an interesting phrase.
eaten.
Are they giving their life, or are we taking their
We're
life?
taking their life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
And
that's...
there's no honor in it. You
No.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which is horrible.
Yeah, because they're innocent, of course, too,
Of
right?
course,
It's not like
yeah.
they did something to us, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're just innocent things, and I believe like animals are just pure like love. Like there's no hatred.
Yeah.
So it's hard.
Yeah, cows especially. If you've ever seen videos of
Right, yeah.
cows, they're like big puppies. They'll run around,
Right.
they'll play with balls,
Right.
So yeah, you said you
Yeah.
knew some of the things that happen to pigs. I'll just
Okay.
tell you a couple more because I think
Yeah.
I think it's really important to actually, rather than like a hazy sort of
Right.
thing, to have something concrete.
Right.
So pigs, for instance, they actually will cut off their tails and teeth when they're like little piglets. And do you know why they would do that? Like,
Not.
so like because we keep them so cramped,
Right.
they get distressed, and so they'll bite off each other's. And we don't use painkillers when we do it.
Of course.
Right? You know why we wouldn't?
Probably like meat, some sort of chemical,
It's-
something like
It's usually stuff like it's money for that one.
Right.
Same thing with like and then this happens to basically all pigs,
always
even local
money.
pigs. Yeah. Pigs that we also will. This is kind of gross, but we'll like slice open their scrotum and then literally rip their testicles out. Like pull them out. Like that's how they remove it. Yep. Also fully conscious, no painkillers. And do you know why we do that?
I do not.
Yeah. So one is because basically we tell them when they can reproduce.
Of
like
course.
you don't get to reproduce when we say.
No,
you
it's
reproduce
when we say.
Exactly. That makes the pig taste slightly worse. So because it tastes slightly worse, we do that to them fully conscious. And then so I'll just leave one more fact.
It's all good.
Do you know how they're typically killed, pigs?
Probably in some brutal way.
That's right. Yeah, it is a brutal one. Yeah. So we actually put them in gas chambers.
Oh my god.
So high concentration CO2 gas chambers. They're kind of lowered into these like gondola things, fills their lungs, eyes, nose, throat, all the soft tissue, and they basically sort of burn and suffocate from the inside out because the CO2 is like, you ever drink soda too fast, you get a little bit burning? Yeah. It's like that, but like much worse, but all throughout their entire.
That's horrible.
Yeah, and that's basically how they die. But yeah, it's really, really fucked up.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, like, I ask people all the time, they say, I know what happens to animals. Right. And everyone gives me a similar answer to you. Right. They say they're in bad conditions, maybe they feed them, but no one ever seems to know these others, like the truly like horrendous stuff, yeah.
Oh my God.
So like, how do you feel after hearing that?
Horrible. Makes me not want to eat meat.
And yeah, I'm sorry, I don't want to make people feel horrible just to make them feel horrible, obviously.
I get what you're doing. And I think it's good. I think because we have to start just sustainably in all these ways. We have to start going towards other ways of eating.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
Yeah.
I already think meat is not great to begin with.
Yeah, it's
so
not.
This just reinforces my belief.
Yeah. I mean, for many other reasons as well, of course. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow.
But I'll tell you what we're trying to do here, and maybe I'll ask you a question and see what you think of this. So what I sort of described, I think, are symptoms, right? Like this happens to the pig, we got the cutting, all that stuff. What do you think what are some root causes of that? Because there's one root cause I really focus on that causes this.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
That's okay, yeah. I think, so kind of what we're talking about, right? Like you would never let someone do that to me, I assume, right? No. And I would never let someone do that to you, right? But then we're also like, we're not gonna let them do it to dogs, right? So we name dogs, right? We don't tend to name cows.
No.
And so what I think it is we commodify them, we objectify them, and we do the thing that humans have always done. We say that someone is something, right? And if you just think back all throughout history, all throughout the world, every time we say, hey, that's someone, there's something, how does it go for those someones?
Right, oh, well, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Pretty bad. So like, because what some people will say is like, oh, we'll just do it humanely. Like, let's take away the gas chambers, let's take away this and this. And the first thing is it's just not viable. No. They're there for a reason.
Right.
But even if we did, I like to sort of bring that to people, right? It's more than just curing the symptoms. It's actually dismantling that idea of oppression, objectification, and othering in our minds, And yeah, so I think it's an important thing to deconstruct in your mind, obviously for other people too. Like, and some people haven't even done that with other humans yet, but we want them to do it with other humans and animals as well. So yeah. And so that's kind of, that's what we're out here doing, man.
Awesome.
Yeah, so I appreciate you sitting here and having a very like open-minded conversation with me.
I like to.
Yeah.
Do you have an Instagram or anything? Or
we have lots of stuff. So I'll give you this first. That's a 22-day challenge to go vegan. Kind of walks you through like what you could do nutritionally, ideas for meals, things like that. I will tell you, if you're interested, just go on YouTube and whatever food you like to eat, spaghetti, vegan spaghetti. You'll find a billion recipes, great channels. The top one, that is a very important movie to watch. It's 2 hours long. If you have a heart, you're not watching the whole thing. I think, this is my personal opinion here, I think if you are an individual who is going to continue to pay for those animals to be like exploited and killed. I think you owe it to the animals at least to at least watch like 15 minutes of that. So
know what you're feeding into.
Exactly. Yeah. Feeding into good. There you go. And then this guy Faraz, he actually has a talk. Where is the QR code for the talk?
I make a case that this is one of the most urgent issues and it's neglected. People talk about the environment, they don't want to talk about food. They talk about justice, they don't want to talk about food, right? How was your conversation?
Yeah, and we just talked about animals, so we didn't even go into the pandemic stuff. That's like a whole other thing.
Yeah. So, it's a whole box to open.
Exactly.
How was your conversation?
Good, insightful. Because I've been thinking about like going vegan and trying to step away from meat, and I already try not to eat meat in general, but I feel like the more I'm seeing this stuff, the more it's just solidifying my choice to not eat meat.
Yeah, for sure.
The way I think about it is like, if just put yourself in place of those animals. If it was happening to you, like how quickly would you want that to stop?
Immediately.
Right.
Yeah.
That's why I call it moral urgency.
Right.
Because we do that to 5,000 animals per second.
Oh yeah.
And we just don't even think about it.
No.
Right?
Yeah.
That's why we need you.
No.
Yeah. What do you study?
International relations and political science.
Awesome.
So I want
Nice.
to get in the government.
Yeah.
That's why we are here.
Yeah.
The reason I have this group, it's a student group, because you guys are going to be the future leaders. And so if you understand that this is something that we need to be talking about, then you can use your careers.
Use it in the future.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Hope I see you, bring friends, and let's have the
good discussion.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Nice
Thank you. Nice to meet you too.
Take care.
Yeah. Really good to meet you. Yep. And this is our card, the Allied Scholars card. If you want to look at it.
And if you want to help me make this my full-time career, check out the Patreon in the description. And shout out to Ryan O'Neill, Tom Eisenbeiss, NetBase News, Monstar, David Yastrzemski, and Maxwell Edison.